All right, welcome to the Bullring. A special guest, one of the biggest Matador fans we have, the first guy to praise things on Twitter, the president of Arizona Western College, Dr. Corr. Thank you. I'm so excited to finally get to chat with you about Matador athletics and AWC.
Yeah, happy to be here. I can't imagine why we didn't do this earlier, but I'm glad we're here now.
Well, there's been that whole pandemic thing.
I've heard about it. I've read about it.
Well, and you've also been reading a lot about what we've been able to do with our teams and how they've been able to succeeding. We've talked a ton just online about success is not just on the field. It's in the classroom, and it is social success in the community. When you see what the student athletes were able to do in the classroom, being above 3.0, I see the smile on your face. Yeah. Talk about just all the challenges that you know that they have to go through and how they've been able to adapt.
Absolutely. I really am so proud of our athletes because they really are champions in the classroom and on the fields. It takes a lot to be an athlete at this level. I mean, the expectations are really high. You have to be organized. You have to be structured, right? There's practice, there's homework, there's being part of the community, connected to the community. And now in these really challenging times of COVID to be socially distant and to be safe and to take all those precautions, boy, that's a lot for sometimes we forget 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And they meet those expectations and they exceed those expectations. They're just really nice people. I love interacting with athletes. They're respectful. They're just wonderful. I keep challenging myself not to call them kids, but young adults who are just very driven, very structured, very successful. And I'm just thrilled that they're associated with Arizona Western College because they represent us so very well.
Well, we definitely appreciate that because I know those are the goals that they're striving to obtain. But obviously, it wouldn't have been able to happen this year with the pandemic without a lot of different departments working together. And they function like a team in helping athletics. But you got to see that from the top down, whether it's Res Life or testing or enrollment services. Can you just talk about the bigger picture in terms of what it all went to just letting these student athletes be able to compete this year?
Well, it starts even and beyond that at the NJCAA level, right? So I've had an opportunity to sit on the President's Council of the NJCAA and the enormous planning that went into it at the larger level down to the conference level. And then here at the college, the way AWC has stepped forward to support these students. And you're right, we've got students coming from different parts of the world and they're here on student housing. They need to be enrolled, their financial aid and scholarship all needs to work together. Boy, by the time they get onto the field, there's a lot of people, dozens and dozens of people who have been part of their success just getting them here. And then the faculty kick in their support. So, boy, it really does take an entire team, right? Just to be successful on a basketball court, you need to work as a team. To get them onto that basketball court, or the soccer field or the baseball field, it took an entire team of people to support them. And I'm just really proud. You've referenced, international and Res Life and testing and financial aid and scholarship, all of those pulled together with the coaches, Jerry Smith, yourself, to make this a success.
Well, and it is tough, and I think people don't realize, even from the athletic standpoint, how often and how hard these kids train, and then how long that they're in classes just in order to get the opportunity to play. And likewise, I don't think they realize all the departments around campus other than just athletics that makes that possible.
Absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Sodexo folks.
Yep.
So I was on campus here yesterday. It was Sunday. I was taking a jog around. A number of our athletes sitting outside, socially distanced, enjoying the beautiful weather. But, they're in res hall. They have to be fed, right? So there's just a lot that goes into it. But they add so much to this campus, right? Athletics add so much to this campus, both the athletes and athletics in general. Can we talk about this past weekend?
Yeah, I was teeing you up for it. You went right into it. So Matador softball, number 10 in the country, polls come out today. They're going to stay 10, 9-2 overall. You loved it. You got to watch a little bit.
Absolutely.
What did you think?
I think they're about 9 spots too low. I mean, 7-0.
I got a guy you can call about that, but I won't throw him under the bus.
But we're not going to peak too early. But 7-0, I think we're about 9 slots too low, ranked 10th. But that's fine. I'm just head over heels about the prospect of a couple of months from now hosting the national championship in Yuma, and maybe some kind of parade back from the Pacific, the fields to campus here with that national championship trophy. I'm banking. I stopped by, caught a little baseball, right? We had a doubleheader out there. That ball was flying. I mean, we have some bats in baseball. Didn't get to see any of the volleyball, but they were in action. I mean, this is just great. We're going to have all sports. We're waiting for soccer to kick in. All sports in one semester. And then to top it off with the Super Bowl, where a former Matador, playing on the Chiefs there. I don't think he saw the field at all.
Well, we actually had a second one, I think, on Tampa Bay as well. So it was a little bit different year. I know everybody was paying attention to Damian Williams, who sat out this year, but it's
no alignment for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right.
Durant. I remember when he was here a couple of years ago. Great kid.
You're right.
It's just. Would it be cliche to say it was a great weekend to be a Matador?
I was going to say, I've taken that from you. I was also going to say, when you started talking about baseball, I say, you kind of have the jinx going, because on Twitter it's always unbeatable. And just like you say, we should be number one, a little bit ahead of where some of our coaches sometimes want to be.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the coaches want me to
slow play a little bit.
Down a little bit. That's right. I did call our basketball team unbeatable.
You did, but it was a good week too. They went 2-1, and
Coach Harold does a great job. You bet.
They might be in the top 25 again this week. I want to go back to softball, because you talked about the national tournament coming to the PAC, and that again is another part of what the school has been so big in terms of supporting. This isn't just a Matador athletics thing. This aligns with the school's values, because it is getting into the community and helping the community. How do you feel about the ability to impact the community through softball?
Sure. Well, our mission speaks to creating thriving communities, right? So that's more than just the nuts and bolts of education. Thriving communities, economic development. It brings events like a national championship to Yuma to publicize all that Yuma has. The weather will still be beautiful, to bring folks from around the country to Yuma, filling hotel rooms, raising our profile as a destination. Yes, highlighting our athletics, highlighting the college. It's a win-win. And we talked about the teamwork to bring everyone, to bring our athletes to campus. Bringing that national championship here, that was teamwork, right? We had the city, we had Caballeros, we had Visit Yuma, we had the airport. You were central to that. That was Yuma coming together to say, we have a lot to offer, we want to showcase it. That softball tournament is going to be amazing.
I've obviously had an opportunity to get a unique view at this, and just to see the way that the community has rallied around it, but to also see the way that the school has rallied around it. Why is that so important to Arizona Western College to say, hey, this is something that we can do in Yuma that raises that profile nationally?
Well, and again, it's more than just our softball team. It's more than our athletics department or even this college. We are a college of the community, right? So yes, we're a community college, but we're a college of the community. We need to support and bolster the economic vitality of this community. This tournament is a piece of that. And when there's a big problem in Yuma, the college is there to help solve it. And that's really neat. And let's face it, the second really big reason that softball tournament's coming to Yuma is your boss, Jerry Smith, came and said, I really want to do this. That meant a whole lot more work for Jerry, for you, for the college. But it's his understanding that would be important for Yuma, and his saying, let's get this done. And again, you and he were just driving forces behind that.
I wonder, we talked about it a little bit this weekend at the PAC, what a great tournament the Great Western Shootout is, but the national tournament now kind of bookends that. What does it say about softball in the community to where that has kind of caught fire and sparked that passion?
Yeah, we celebrated, girls in athletics, women in athletics this past week, right, through NJCAA and kind of a national week. It just speaks to the thriving nature of women's athletics, right? So softball is hugely popular in this region, across the California. It's just really important. It's important because we are so competitive here. We've traditionally had a really strong team, and I would go on note to say I think we were going to win the national championship last year before we got shut down by COVID. I'm not sure Nikki wants me saying that, but I said it. It's out. So it's popular in this community, and therefore we want to help support it. And again, in the region, not just this community.
Well, on behalf of Matador Athletics, we can't thank you enough for your support of helping us get the tournament, helping us get back to play. Do you want to say it?
I do want to say it. Should we say it together?
I feel like it's got to be yours. I thank you later. All right.
Hey, Matadors, today, it's a great day to be a Matador. Be well.
It was a busy weekend for the Matadors, and it started actually on Tuesday as Matador basketball swept Cochise for the first time in 7 years. Women's basketball team knocked off the Lady Apaches before the men's team held on for a 4-point victory. Then teams at tournaments. Matador volleyball facing some of the stiffest competition in the country. They saw 3 top 10 teams over the weekend in Prescott. Matadors did fall to 2-6 after the tournament. Matador softball continues to roll 7-0, as mentioned by President Dr. Daniel Corr. Matadors knocked off USUE and Snow College twice and beat all the other Region 18 participants one time. Lady Matadors remain 10th in the country in the NJCAA poll. Matador men's basketball continued action on the weekend, traveling out to Thatcher following the women's 61-51 loss to Eastern Arizona. The Matador men pulled away in the second half behind 21 points from Evan Butts to pick up their 4th win of the season. Matadors won that one 80-68, but they turned around and played Eastern again on Saturday with a 2 o'clock tip, falling 67-66. Eastern Arizona scored a bucket in the final 10 seconds to win that game, handing Arizona Western its first blemish of the year. Matador baseball wrapped up the weekend for Arizona Western College by starting their season. Opening day against Community Christian College out on Cammon Field. 4 home runs for the Matadors in all. Joseph Taveras, 5 shutout innings in Game 1, struck out 5, just allowed 2 hits and a walk as Arizona Western won 6-0. Juan Salazar, the home run there. Samuel Fabian also added a solo shot. And then Arizona Western drubbed Community Christian 13-2 in Game 2, a run-ruled shortened ball game thanks to a 7-run 6th inning. Dylan Edmonds and J.C. Navarro go deep for the Matadors. Raleigh Pelkinen, 3 innings, only 1 earned run in the start. Darrell Woodall picks up the win after 2 innings of relief. Bobby Vath struck out 6 for Arizona Western as the Matadors improved to 2-0. A busy week, not quite as busy as last week, however, as Matador baseball will play a 4-game series against Northeastern Junior College from Colorado. The series begins Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. They'll play a doubleheader on Thursday beginning at noon, and they'll wrap up the series on Friday with a single game beginning at noon. Matador basketball will be back in action as well. Arizona Western will host Eastern Arizona. The Matador women will play at 5:30 on Friday night and 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then the Matador men, now 24th in the NJCAA poll, they will host Eastern Arizona, playing the 3rd straight game against the Gila Monsters. That starts at 7:30, immediately following the women on Friday night, and then 4 p.m. on Saturday. All 4 of those games will be broadcast on AWC TV, channel 74 in Yuma, and streamed on awcmatadors.com/live-media-room. As Dr. Corr said, it is a great day to be a Matador. Hope to see you out at baseball this week, and hope you enjoy the live stream broadcast on AWC Matador Athletics. For the Matador Athletic Department, I'm Tim Slack.